Hey yo, what's good? What's poppin'? What's happening with you all? It's your boy Gold Phoenix in the flesh. Rise from the ashes and be blessed. First things first, I swear to God, this is not the same shirt I've been wearing for several videos. Okay, I have several of these. Y'all know that's that off logic. I'll leave a link in the description for that. But this is my brother's stuff. You know what I mean? So go check it out if you wish. I had a message from one of my homeboys earlier today. Not even earlier today. It's like 2 in the morning, and I'm in Bedford, Pennsylvania, at Walmart. He was checking in on me. He was saying, you know, past few videos I've done, I just seem off. You know what I mean? He just wanted to make sure I was all right. So I'm sure he is not the only person who has had that concern regarding me, because even I know, you know, past few videos I'm coming off, you know, just not necessarily in the best state of mind. And you know, I know one person even commented saying like, you could tell I was going through it, yada yada, and I'm gonna go ahead and address that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you guys thinking anything is necessarily wrong. I'm not sad, I'm not mad, I'm not any of that, okay? What I am is stressed out. I'm stressed out, okay? Let me tell you why. First off, I misplaced my ring light, and so now I'm holding my phone in the back, and I don't know how the lighting is gonna look in this video. That's number one, all right? Yeah, I just figured I'd slip that one in here. 2, okay, it's winter, right? And with winter comes some pretty jacked up weather. Now, comparing what I'm doing now to what I did last year, right? I mentioned before that last year it was more of a struggle for me to necessarily make money. I couldn't move, couldn't get anywhere, that type of thing, lots of shutdowns and stuff like that. And of course, if it comes to that point, you do what's safe, right? You always make the safe decision. This year, what I'm trying to do is push the boundaries of what I was doing last year. So I'm taking more risks, I'm taking a little bit more chances of stuff. I'm driving through, you know, more snow. I'm driving, you know, in areas where, you know, there are certain advisories. There could be ice, there could be a lot of different things. And so when you are doing that kind of thing, you have to stay on your P's and Q's. It takes away a lot more, not takes away, but it takes a lot more mental energy to focus. Does that make sense? Your senses are heightened, you know, your adrenaline is up, you burn more energy essentially, and it's leaving me in a position where like, yeah, I can do it, I'm finding that I can do it, but I'm tired, dude. I've just been tired. Not tired of the job, I'm tired in a sense of like fatigue. You see what I'm saying? I'm finding myself, you know, at the end of a drive shift just wanting to just knock out. You know, I could usually stay awake for, you know, a couple hours, talk on the phone, yada yada. Any normal time of the year, I can usually sleep for about 6 hours and go. And keep doing it, just go, 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 go. I'm finding myself needing a little bit more sleep too, and that's not always possible given these wacky appointment times with reefer. You might have to get somewhere, freeze your clock, take like a 3-hour nap like I did earlier today, get up and run 250, 300 something miles, 400 something miles. Next part of this load is what, 468 miles away. You know, and I gotta be there tomorrow morning. I still have 4 hours on my clock, and they're unloading the first part of this load right now. So now I'm faced with a decision. Do I just run the rest of that out, or do I take the opportunity to sleep and have more to do tomorrow, on top of the fact that there's a winter weather advisory going on? You see the salt trucks going there, you see them out there cleaning the road and all that stuff. People are being flat out stupid. One person crashed, held up all the traffic on 70's light. There's so much going on, and it can get exhausting. The only reason I seem so off is because this is new to me. like I said, last year I was more likely to shut down. That was the first winter I ran solo. I was alone for the first time, so of course certain fears and concerns and stuff, would creep up on my shoulder. I, have one reason to shut down, or, my tolerance for that type of thing was much lower. Now that I've done it already once, now let's see what more I can do, of course, while still making the safe decisions. If it comes to a point where I have to shut down, I'm going to do it. But right now, I want to know where that limit is relative to the regions I run in. I'm this time of the year, at least from what I noticed last year, and even when I was teaming with my father. When I was teaming with my father, we spent a lot of time on 80 in the wintertime, right? So we were in the most Wyomings and the Utahs and all that, Illinois, Indiana type, Ohio, that type of thing. We were in Pennsylvania a lot. We were on 90. We was out in New York. We was up in Oregon, Idaho. We ain't go to Washington or Montana or anything like that, but we're just north. You see what I'm saying? We're north. So I had a feel for the snow. I knew what it was like to, midwinter going down Donner's Pass, midwinter going, Dead Man's Pass and stuff. Like, I've done it, Then I go out by myself. Last year, I spent a lot of time in the Northeast. I was in New York. I was in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. I was Massachusetts, Jersey, heck, Virginia. Virginia's like the Middle East, to be honest. But you guys get the point. That's, pretty much where I lived up in these regions. And if I wasn't up there, I was in like Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. So the Northeast, where I was somewhere across I-80 or 90 even. I was in Minnesota a lot too, Wisconsin, that type of deal. And then I had that situation where I got stuck on the side of the road for 4 days in Tennessee when, Texas and all that stuff had got iced over and nobody was moving for anything. So I, went into survival mode and stuff like that. So I'm looking back at the experiences that I've had and trying to figure out, is it possible for me to be able to mitigate that and also continue to make a profit? I know what I was making last winter. I want to see if I could do better this year. But it is stressful. It's very stressful. And I'm putting this out here because I know that my homeboy who decided to check up on me is not the only person who has noticed the shift in my attitude lately. I don't want anyone thinking that, he's going through something or not. No, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm doing it to myself at the end of the day. It's just stress. It's just stress. And what I think I'm going to need to do is, maybe take like a 34 more often this season than I would like to. Anyone who knows me, I know I'll be running on recaps for months at a time. I don't do many 34s unless I'm forced to do it. Of course, I still need to go to the yard and take that week off and take my instructor classes and all that stuff. But, figuring out when to do it, that's the challenge. I'm authorized. It's just finding the time to do it. And then on top of that, I have to put my truck in the shop. I have to get my radar fixed. I found out today that my city horn is broken for some reason, so that's adding to it, on top of the weather, on top of the fact that I haven't had much sunlight lately, which is a big thing to me. Everywhere I go, it's gloomy, it's cloudy, the sun is just hidden. It's either that or I'm driving at night. And that messes with my mood. When I don't get the sun, I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that, but when I don't get the sun, it's downhill. It's downhill. I'm just trying to do better. That's it. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to learn and push through it. I'm trying to do better this year than I did last year, but it does take a toll on you mentally. And that's it. That's really it. I don't want nobody worrying about me at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to. So I figured I'd address it. Anyway, as I always say, actually, before I even get to that, rookies, my fellow rookies, my fellow young people, know your limits, okay? You should push them, but know your limits. Not so you know when to stop, of course that's a part of it, but also so you understand at what point you need to better yourself, where you're lacking in and where you can improve, if that makes sense. I'm about to go take a nap real quick. But anyway, as I always tell you guys, be happy, stay blessed. Do not be afraid to make drastic changes in your life. It might end up being the best decision you ever made. You guys stay safe. The weather is jagged lately. And we all got somebody to make it home to. I'm Gold Phoenix, and I'm out.